Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with insane wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Coming up, I had a vision to make it. Never wanted to be nothing, always wanted to play shit. Sit in class, always wondering why I love this lame shit.
Really liking Onic right now. You're reading my minds, man.
They don't want to play against a Kilowash Lapu-Lapu or the Benny Cutie Lapu-Lapu for that matter.
That's right. Very exciting. Very exciting. At the same time, OraPH does have a lot of side lane picks still available to the taking.
Is banning.
It's not. It won't be odd for us to see like a Uranus or an Alice, but yeah, there you go. Banned out.
Ban out.
Wasn't looking at the screen.
Banning.
Thank you, Onic. Yeah, you're answering, but you know, I wanted to finish the sentence. But yeah, wouldn't be surprised by the Uranus. Heroes like this can still kind of come into play. It's not the fighter hero that we're thinking about, but it kind of helps out with the Granger.
It soaks up a lot of the damage for your Granger to survive in the team fights, and even more so if you were up against the current lineup that OnicPH has. If the Uranus can soak up the damage of the Lapu-Lapu, of the Link potentially, and Granger survives, it's automatically a win for OraPH. Meanwhile, let's go back to the bans here. Angela will be banned out by OraPH. I'm not actually feeling it as a pick for Onic themselves.
Yeah, that was odd for me. But again, you kind of have to respect the Angeling, I guess.
That's true.
I guess.
Still a lot of creativity here for OnicPH for that matter. The Kagura will be banned out by OnicPH, and it really does feel like a potential pickup by OraPH, judging by the fact that they have the Granger with the burst damage that the Kagura can deliver in the team fight, can really assist Lord Hades in securing the kills.
That's true. On the left though, for OraPH, if they pick up the Lunox, am I gonna get predictionist of the year?
Predictionist of the year?
If they pick up the Lunox here?
Potentially.
Or the Chang'e? My main pick is Lunox, but if they want to go Chang'e, it's not bad, right?
Chang'e feels better here for Aura. I'm seeing the trend here for OnicPH. They really want to dive into towards the composition of OraPH.
Yeah.
And Aura just wants to have that little bit more security. They already have the battles. They already have the Cho. The Chang'e is a good pick.
Yeah.
If not,
for the
it's a
just to counter against the Farsa, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a Farsa on the enemy, go for the Chang'e. At the same time, I really like Aura because they have a side lane special. You know the FAMs? They can pick it up. Kilowash loves his FAMs, man.
That also secured them a victory. So as it stands, it is a 100% victory for OraPH. Sylvana being secured by OnicPH.
It's a good catch. Yeah, it's a good catch for Rangers and the Chos of the world. You know.
Yeah, it has to be Chang'e here for OraPH.
It has to be. Yeah, for sure. You gotta reach out to that Farsa. And it's very difficult with the hero set that they have right now, except even if maybe if JP wants to go a little bit ham on the Cho, and we don't even know if JP is gonna be the one picking up the Cho. This could be a different tank hero.
Talia's
Kufra, did I hear Kufra?
Did you hear Kufra?
Did I hear
correct?
Kufra?
It's Esmeralda and a Lunox.
Thank you, Twitter, for the predictionist of the year. I humbly accept this award, and I'd like to thank. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Now, OnicPH can choose to secure the Chang'e for
Yeah.
themselves, but they will be lacking a little bit on the safety department here. They need safety against the Esmeralda.
Right? Yeah, they need something that kind of can deal with this. It'll be a little difficult. I gotta admit. Sylvan's gonna be their primary tank. They can go Farsa gold lane, which a lot of teams have been picking up here. But their mid lane mage is still kind of. I can go for Loyi or Chang'e at this point. No, not Chang'e rather. It's. Oh no!
There's a Chang'e.
No,
I told you. I told you. What did I say, bro?
Oh my gosh!
It's a Chang'e, but then again, OnicPH is in a conundrum here where they don't have a lot of safety.
Yeah.
In terms of just catching whoever decides to dive in for OraPH, what they do have is a lot of damage.
Yeah, they do have a crap ton of damage here. Early game to late game, actually, they have the security. They just don't have the security in terms of snowballing. Like, if they snowball together, Sylvana's really fragile compared to the other tanks of the world. You can kind of make some use of that here and there, but I feel like their fight is gonna be in the mid game.
That's true. I agree, and it's all gonna rely on JP here on the Cho on the side of ORPH to secure the mid game for themselves. The early game ganks with the Jeet Kune Do should be on point for themselves. Meanwhile, Onic J, I don't know. I legitimately don't know how he will be reacting to how ORPH will be initiating because ORPH has a lot of entries. Who is Jay's priority here? Is he
That's
just
right.
solely gonna go for Granger when there's not a lot of follow through? If Hate decides to dive in, he's not safe because of the Badats. If Farsa decides to go for the ult, Granger can snipe him with the Death Sonata and Cho can follow through. So who is Jay's priority here in this fight? That's a question.
That's a good question. You got one target. Choose it wisely. Most likely it'll be like they're gonna have to go for Lord Hades as much as possible,
much,
right?
yeah.
But you cannot ignore an Esmeralda. That's rule number one. Try to always look for the Esmeralda as well. You got to deal with it, but at the same time, Sylvana is tough because she generates shielding, she generates spell vamp, and both of those can be countered by an Esmeralda. So it's gonna be up in the air here for this one. Aura PH definitely looking strong.
And again, we'll see if the El Clasico will come to fruition here, or if Onic Page can finally break the curse. As we're still waiting for the teams to dive into the Land of Dawn. Make sure you share the stream to let your friends know that the El Clasico is happening right now. But all that aside, just judging by the draft, who's got the early game, who's got the mid game, and who's got the late game?
Man, it's very difficult, man. I feel like early game, you got some really strong picks on Onic. You got the level 4, boom. You got the Farsa Mams, boom. And you got the Chango Meteor, literally, like you're going everywhere. So they have great early game. Mid game, obviously, Aura can fight a little bit, but I still give the mid game to, I feel like, Onic. Their late game's just the Ling and the Lapu Lapu. Mid game might be in the air for me, but again, how do you fight if your front line goes down? Once the Sylvana dies, good luck.
Yeah.
That's it for me, at least. If the Sylvana dies, what Onyx gonna do is Farsa flying out, Chang'e zooming away, and on the other side, it's gonna be Aura just going for the chase over and over again. That's their power, their chase, and their 5-man death ball.
Yeah, and for Onic PH this time around, it's they can't deter any team fights by just with a Sylvana. They're just gonna deter them with, oh, hey, here's the meteor shower. I'll provide cover for you guys. Here's a feathered airstrike. Don't go near anybody on our
Yeah.
team. And it's hard to talk about how they're gonna be defending because as soon as the meteor shower is down, the feathered airstrike is down, they are open for a lot of catches on the side of RPH, and in all honesty, it seems so hard to call the game if you're on a PH.
That's true. Again, gonna be a little difficult here, so stay tuned for this one. It's gonna be a slobber knocker for sure with Onic PH, who could run away with an early game victory if they can like really push out and you maximize the ultimates that they have. For Aura, again, you can't really count out the amount of power that can come from these picks. What's your take?
Well, it's just the entire game right now. It really revolves around the double Js, the J and the JPs. And for the side of RPH, JP has been successful as the roaming support tank that they have. He can provide a lot of sense, especially with the Cho. Can create a lot of plays with his Jeet Kune Dos and his Way of the Dragons that is lacking on the side of Onic PH.
Yeah.
If you're going to compare the Sylvana against the Cho, I'd choose the Cho more often than not because the Sylvana only has one reliable set, and that's not going to be really enough. But on the flip side, we've seen it earlier on in the game between Execration and LPE where the Sylvana and the Chang'e was able to dish out damage at the very least in the early game. Will that be the case here for Onic PH? It's down to how they rotate.
I just really like the Barretts in this one. The Labu Labu can't just go crazy when you have a Barretts on
agree.
the field, like, you know?
One more.
And the Ling, stop. And the Ling, obviously, can't really go a little too nuts after Tempest of Blades unless Daytona's Welcome's already expended.
Yeah,
Those
the
are the
key.
questions.
That's the key. If they can force the Daytona's welcome, Hate will just have a heyday and will be able to enter without any problems. But then again, there's still another catch. The Esmeralda's there. The Cho's there. There's a lot of counter initiate opportunities or has, and they also have initiations.
Yeah.
It's hard to call. If you're Onic PH, you just have to make sure you play the perfect Mobile Legends game.
Yeah, and they have the tools to do it. I mean, if you guys haven't been playing ranked games, you might notice a lot of lane picks coming through. Additional 40 damage on your hits is insane.
That is a factor.
It's insane. The early game is just stronger now. Late game, not really. Try early game. Let's go into the game.
Yeah, we'll hop on to game number 1 in this best of 3 series between Aura and Onic, and we are seeing the highlight players here of the series, JP and Jay. Who is the superior Jay here? That's
good point. Good point.
There, just like what Manjin said in the panel, there is another J, and that is the Rena J.
The Rena J.
But we'll not be seeing that happen just yet. But 2 out of 3 of the J's will try to get the sets happen here in this game.
Yeah, let's go ahead and find out. As we do see Greed kind of walking up here, trying to maximize their mid lane presence. JP as well. They're making sure that, you know, they don't want to go for any big invades, but what they don't know is Jay's actually up on top.
It's already preparing for the gang, and it's not surprising if they can secure the first blood off of that, but with JP and Greed already rotating to the top side, that might just be a problem as JP starts off the fight against Jay. It's already down to half HP, just deterring the potential gank here against Benny Cutie.
All right, that was a little surprising because again, you kind of expect something to happen if you're a tank or a main roaming support and you leave the mid lane to go for a side lane engagement instead. So that kind of slowed down Jay's progression a little bit, but does speed up Hate's.
And we're seeing the drop down onto Hate. They might get the kill onto JP, but JP survives with 1 HP in the dream. Hate wasn't able to secure that kill onto him. Still no first bloods in the game.
Right, so again, that's what you want to do here. Just want to keep everyone in bay if you're Aura PH, just to make sure that it doesn't, you know, nothing goes, no surprises are thrown. You know, that's something you don't want to do, right?
Yeah, and really, I'm really praising Jay here because he's really active across the map to try to make plays before JP would be able to make plays. And typically, you'd see the Cho really be the first one to create plays themselves. And speaking of which, they will go ahead and secure Jay. Potentially, Delar will be joining in on the flight, focusing down onto Lord Hades. A flicker has also been expanded and secured the first blood off of that, and JP will fall down. They trade down Kyrie for that as well. Delar will sustain his himself against Kilowatt, and they focus on Greed this time around. And with the targeting that Onic PH has, that's more than enough for them to win that early game.
You see what I'm talking about? Look at Hate. Look at what he did. He manhandled that backline at level 5. Almost no items yet. He single-handedly just went to the back.
And the fall down of the damage here will be much felt in the later part of the game. But meanwhile, Hate is feeling himself right now.
I know. He's feeling a lot more confident, especially with that turtle buff.
Nice stun there, the fitted airstrike onto JP, and Hate will be rejoining the fight to secure that kill.
Beautifully done there, and as usual, Onic will be on the uptrend here in the early game like we predicted. They got some good firepower and they're making full use of it.
Well, we're already going to be reaching a point where Aura will start looking for the fights themselves.
Yeah.
All of them are already at least level 5 at this point, save for JP, and they can create a lot of plays. Speaking of which, JP looking to create a play here on the top side. 3 members from Onic PH already trying to get this goal for himself. Iacno already low on HP. JP with the flicker, the Shumpo, I mean, into the way the Dragon secures a kill onto Iacno.
All right, that was very proactive from Aura, and that's exactly what they have to do. If Onic PH can out-firepower them, Aura has to outmaneuver them.
And JP is just outmaneuvering them. Speaking of which, Kilowatt is zoned out, nowhere to run. He'll be secured by Hate. No problem.
No problem whatsoever. That's maximum outer turret energy shield on the bottom side. But
As
top.
a meteor shower will be forced by Iaknu. Jay relatively healthy in this fight. It's a 2v4 in the top lane, and for some reason, Onic is winning, and Iaknu goes for the flicker in to secure the kill himself. No rotations from the rest of the Onic PH members. They're just going to give away the kill onto Iaknu as they secure the bottom lane, as well focus their attention on over towards the mid lane.
All right, that was insane and absolutely worth it if you ask me, taking out Lord Hades in the process.
That was a 2v4.
Yeah.
Among everything, and Aura is losing their communication side of things here. They managed to focus down Benny Cutie as well. 3 members, no Tempest of Blade shenanigans going to be used just yet. He will barely survive there.
Benny Cutie with the moves there, slick and easy.
Turtle,
Coming in. Oh, look at this. Turtle should be easy.
Turtle should be easy. Lord Hades is near, but not in prime position to actually go for the steal here.
Yep, look at this. Could be big here.
Could be big. Will be secured by Hate. We'll go on towards the aggression here. As Kilowatt and Dillard, the 2 tankiest members here for now, will just soak up the damage of each other. Defended airstrike. Kyrie caught off guard. Will be taken out by Greed. That's a disengage by Onic, and Aura ties up the gold advantage.
Absolutely, and again, Iaknu gonna be in trouble. That's a problem what we have for this Esmeralda. This Changa's shields. Usually Changa's has shields 24/7. That's only feeding Benny Cutie's Frost Moon shield.
And you don't want to see an Esmeralda with full shields coming at you, because you will not be able to take down that Esmeralda easily.
Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not.
I mean, unless you got 3 members on you. Speaking of which, we have 2 members here on the side of Kilowatt, and Kilowatt will no doubt fall down, getting a lot of priority over the bottom lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, Greed, JP, and Lord Hades trying to go for Jay. They will be forcing the recall there. Benny Cutie, on the other hand, will try to secure a lot of space in the top side.
This is pretty good stuff here. Again, Onic are fighting toe-to-toe. Even Steven's on the gold, even.
No engages there from JP. Does not want to risk it. 4 members from Onic PH are already nearby, and I feel like they are going in for the fight. Hate already in position. Has the Tempest of Blaze available, but they will not commit to a fight just yet.
Yeah, like you said, have to highlight Dilar on the Lapu Lapu. He had a very off Lapu Lapu last week. He was missing on the Bravest Fighter ultimates and the stuns. This time around, he's playing a lot better. Big improvement from the previous game.
Big improvement, and it's timely for Onic PH.
They need it.
They need it. They want to catch up to the groups. They want to secure an upper bracket slot for themselves. And with the way that Onic has been playing this map for the past 7 minutes, it's looking good for them. But Aura, at this point, can now fight against Onic.
Yeah, if I was Aura, if I'm even on gold, I'm doing great. You can't really get ahead against a lineup like this.
As Jay looking for an opportunity, defender airstrike will be thrown. The Way of the Dragon connects onto Jay, but they will find Lord Hades in the process. Jay will fall down, but they will trade Hades for that, and the fight will still continue. The Meteor Shower by Iaknu just very timely. The Tempest of Blades to try to secure JP. JP still managed to survive under the turret. Hate will get taken out, but meanwhile in the backlines, Kilowatt and Greed will make it out alive, but Greed secures a double off of that against Hate and Jay.
Yeah, Hate is really not pulling any punches here. He's making some crazy plays just to get those kills, and I got to commend him, but at the same time, it is giving away some resources over to the opposition.
Yeah, it's a even fight in terms of economy, in terms of pushes. It's also the same. If anything, if Aura and Onic are even, just like what you said, Aura is pretty much ahead in this fight.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Because they shouldn't be even. I feel like at this point, Onic should be leagues ahead, but instead, Aura is taking a curve here on the goal.
And they need to start getting objectives elsewhere on the map. Onic PH is, from what I'm seeing, they're focusing a lot on the kills here to secure objectives. They have to utilize the fact that they can split push onto Hate, but at the same time, they can't fight without Hate.
I mean, I kind of get it. They don't want to separate away from each other with, risk getting picked off. That's why these 2 big nukers that we have, the Chang'e and the Farsa, if you notice, they're pretty much together all the time alongside the Sylvana. But if you keep doing this, you're not really making pushes happen, which is exactly what your lineup is supposed to do.
Yeah, and for now, we're seeing Dilar filling up that role. Dilar is pushing up the lanes as much as possible because he can survive against some multiple ganks. But Aura will be focusing all of their attention over towards the top side.
Oh boy.
Slight opening here.
Oh
Jay
boy.
will get the stun onto JP, but we're not going to be committing. He
Wait,
actually
who
does
didn't
commit
catch?
onto Greed. Order of Brilliance will be forced out just in time because of the Fettered Air Strike. Here comes the
Oh!
Blade, secures a kill onto Greed himself. Will try to get the kill onto JP, and he does. Jay is relatively on fire here. Benny Cutie forced to back off. Not really the wisest fight the Aura PH wants to go for here, and they have to disengage.
That was maximum money here coming in from Aura. They took as much as they can, but it's going to be Onic ahead of the curve this time around.
And Benny Cutie can't do anything here on the top side. Does not have the, finally has the Falling Star Moon to be able to escape, but will he oblige them of a team fight? They're really not choking out the brush over there, and he's going to pay the
Oh,
price.
boy.
He shouldn't have went for the Falling Star Moon to begin with.
I mean, that would have been a smart play. He was trying to go and defend the turret, remove the minions, but again, he did not expect that many Onic PH members to be there.
And Greed is relatively caught here. Onic PH does not want to continue on with the fight. Delar against Lord Hades, and it looks like Delar will fall down here to the hands of Lord Hades.
Yep, and D-Lord just getting everything he's wanting on the map as well, except this time around. So he's starting to fall slowly in this game. I wonder if that's going to be a problem for me. I think that when that happens, Jay's the one who catches the pressure, right? Because he's one of the main tanks, and now he's going to do it all alone.
They spot out Kilowash. Fettered Airstrike not really dishing out a lot of damage. And Kyrie,
Oh!
speaking of, will get eliminated
Oh
by
my God.
Greed.
What a move from Greed, right? Completely bypassing Jay. They predicted that Winter Truncheon.
And Jay is in a tight spot right now.
That's no man's land.
That's-
Supposedly no man's land, but no man's land.
Yes. No Man is an island here,
Yep.
as
there
well
you
as
go.
Nomad is not an island.
Yeah.
But the Lord will be an island that Aura wants to secure for themselves. Delar really can't answer here. Hate cannot go for the steal. If he can, it's going to be big, but Lord will be secured by Lord Hades. The Rhapsody not dishing out a lot of damage. Kilowash will fall down. Tempest Ablaze will secure the kill onto him. Meanwhile, Delar being focused on by 3 members here. Here comes a Fettered Airstrike by Kyrie. Benny Cutie forced to fall back.
This is what I was talking about, man. Moment one of these tanks, either Jay or Delar goes down, the rest of Onic, they just have to turn tail. There is no way they can sustain the fight against a lineup that Aura PH has drafted.
And we're reaching a point where Aura will finally be able to snowball as a 5-man team. Onic PH, they can just really just snowball from here if Aura doesn't oblige them with a full 5-man team fight.
Absolutely. Again, you got to look at Aura here. Where is the picks going to be happening next? I feel like if Delar goes down, Jay's not going to be able to hold this.
That's true. And Iaknu really trying to dish out a lot of damage on the Lord with the Meteor Shower, but to their dismay, will get taken out. JP being caught out by the Imperial Justice by Jay.
Yep, there we go. We could see more happen here. Luckily, though, the wave clear is just insane
True
from
that.
Onic. Good luck pushing this one. But
But-
that's only true like until like 15, 18 minutes. After that, Aura's going to have a stronger team fight.
They can just dive in the Meteor Shower, the Fettered Airstrike. Like, the deterrence that Onic PH has in terms of the damage output that they have on the 2 nukers that they have is not going to be a factor as soon as Aura just reaches the 17-minute mark even.
Yeah.
15-minute mark even.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking about, because you expect Kiluash to go in. You know, while they're doing those clears after they've used the ultimates, you're going to expect the big Barats coming in and wrecking everything. And you can also expect Benny Q to do this.
That's true. Order of Brilliance already forced out by Greed. Jay, way back in the line, goes for the Imperial Justice, catches him, and Kyrie secures a kill onto Greed. Hate will try to focus on Benny Cutie, but he is caught in the landslide here.
Still
JP will get the Winter Truncheon up, manages to survive. Will he actually survive? Well, not
Immortality.
really. The Immortality is up. Onic PH can choose to go for the fight, but the Fettered Airstrike, Falling Star Moon and the Fettered Airstrike will be committed here by both of these teams. Kilowash will push on towards Delar in the back lines. And Kyrie will be repositioning himself. Hate will try to secure his buff, will get stolen away by Lord Hades. And the fight is still ongoing, and Onic PH does not want to have anything here against Aura PH for now.
You know what? That was as good of a team fight as Onic is going to get. They fought in a very tight corridor. Please do a replay of that one. That was beautiful for Onic. They sustained that as best as they could. But I feel like that was still an even fight.
An even fight. And
Surprisingly.
that's what Onic PH wants, right? Just like what you pointed out. Fight in the tight areas that the jungle has. They have the meteor shower. They have the feathered airstrike. Aura does not have a lot of maneuverability to get away from that, except if they use up the Order of Brilliance. They use up the Jeet Kune Do, the Shunpo, or the Wave the Dragon. Lord Hades has the dash. Benny Cutie has a Falling Starman as well. There's a lot of maneuverability for Aura, but at the same time, will they really use it just to evade the amount of damage that the Yaknu and Kairi has in this fight?
You know, these are big questions, man. Again, a lot of these will be answered later on. Like, is the Ling actually that effective on his lineup? We'll find out as we head into the mid-game. 15 minutes in. Actually, it should be late game already. We see Lord Hades kind of in trouble. I'm sorry, not Lord Hades. We kind of see Jay kind of in trouble here, trying to find his groove, trying to avoid these Daytona's welcomes.
Speaking of which,
there you go.
Went nice timing on the Winter Truncheon, saves his life. At what cost? You're also already
That's a long cooldown.
one down of safety here. Back lines, Kilowatt tries to go for Kyrie. Tempest the Blades to try to go for Greed. Greed will go for the Winter Truncheon. Will not survive any longer as the team fights will occur. Can't get the Wave of the Dragon onto Jay, but JP does not have any follow-throughs. This is a messy team fight for Aura PH, but they still managed to come out on top of that.
I love that team fight. It was just like a synchronized dance, left and right. You take the other, I'll take the next. It was just a good to and fro, and in the end of the day, that's a 1-for-1. I didn't expect it to be that way, but because the HP bars are so close.
That's true. And look at the gold lead because of those initial kills. Look at the map presence here by Aura PH. They are now ahead. They now hurt. Onic PH needs to get pickoffs here if they want to come back into the game.
Man, we are going to see this really going to the late game for sure, because again, Onic just has the wave clear's stronger. I don't know why, but it's kind of really strong at this point. Only in the team fights do Kairi fall off. The damage of the feathered airstrike not that strong yet, but I expect it. The one from the meteor showers really hurting Aura.
That's true. And if anything, the way that Onic plays this is that they're rotating as a 5-man squad looking for a 5-man team fight. They need to look for a pick-off here before they even go for the team fight, because that's the only way that they can survive against Aura PH. If they can take down Kilowatt, if they can burst out Benny Cutie, just get a -1 anywhere, just get a -1 on any of the side that Aura PH has, they should win the team fights. But as it stands, Aura does not want to oblige them of that.
Yeah, I actually don't know why. I feel like Aura can take team fights now, you know? They can absolutely fight, but they're prioritizing the Lord take, and I know why. Because, again, you kind of have to look at the top side as well, who is pushing with their lane.
Oh, nice catch onto Jay. Jay still looking for a viable target here. Kyrie not going to be going for the feathered airstrike. Jay will use the Winter Truncheon. So though Daytona's welcome available, Hate is nearby, can really join in on the fight. The feathered airstrike will be thrown down. JP will not fall down just yet. Jay might. Potentially, he managed to survive. Meanwhile, in the back lines, Benny Cutie secures a kill off of Yaknu. And that is already a messy team fight. Kyrie will not be able to join in on the fight. Hate is low on HP. Will go for the Tempest of Blaze. Will not get a kill onto Lord Hades. But Immortality will pop. He's not going to make it out alive. Delar and Jay will back off. The feathered Falling Star Moon will catch Delar, and Benny Cutie has been... Somebody is caught in the mid-air. What was that?
What was that? We gotta get a replay of that one. Sorry. What was that?
Who was stuck in mid-air as Kilowatt goes for the flicker and potentially for the Daytona's welcome.
I love that.
Not gonna happen as game number 1 will go to the hands of Aura.
That took me by surprise. I was not ready to see uploading. Sorry, that was beautiful here. Coming in from Aura PH. Beautiful game 1.
And this winning moment is brought to you by Oppo A94. That was a... Alright, one, we need to find out who... Was that Ling that was stuck in midair?
That was Ling, I think.
That was Ling.
That's the first... I've been playing Mobile Legends for a long time. That's the first time I've seen that. Sorry, that was really...
That's weird.
That was weird, but I...
for PH immediately. The Ling will be banned out by Onic PH.
Yep. So there you go. We talked about that in game 1. I'm glad they kind of realized if we're not gonna get it, just don't give away such a good pick. Benedetta, great deny pick from Aura.
Great deny pick, potentially going on the hands of Delar for himself. Aura can respond with a side lane and a mage for themselves. Try to steal away the Lunox, just like what you said. It was very important for them. They can give Benecutie one of his heroes as well.
Yep. So Benecutie, are we smelling the Bane here? I feel like Bane would be great. Against heroes like the Benedetta, you have one opportunity to take him out, right? Usually after Elect the Final Blow, after he uses the Eye for an Eye, after that's wide open. And AoE heroes like the Bane, you don't have any problems.
That's true. Just a deadly catch.
Go ahead, do
is
it.
more than enough.
And the combo, obviously, with the passive.
With the passive, yeah. And Aura will not be showing their side lanes just yet. They will instead pick up the Mathilda and the Granger. A lot of potential damage in the early game.
So I think Lunox is still a good pick against this. If I was Onic, get the Lunox, kind of deal with the Mathilda as well. Mathilda's such a pain.
That's
right?
true.
Such a pain. That's why they pick it up as a tank. The shielding is just immense. Even Esmeralda would work great. Yaknu likes the Esmeralda picks.
We hear a Lancelot.
Your team is
And
picking.
someone without a name.
A
which means
Barretts.
that's
I
a
was
Barretts.
I was just about to point out that the Barretts can be a good pick here for Onic PH.
Or he has a name,
Against the
sorry.
Mathilda.
Has a name, but not pronounced.
Not
Anyway,
pronounced.
sorry
There you go.
about that.
Oh, that unknown dinosaur boy who we picked
Dino
up.
boy. Again, that's also so useful in situations like these where you have a Granger and you have someone who's gonna do Circling Eagle on the Mathilda. But then again, just do it, right? Just go ahead with these picks.
just go ahead with the picks. And speaking of picks, Aura, not a Bane game for Benecutie. They can secure a Greed hero for himself.
And the Greed hero here, again, Natalia's open here.
Your team
I like
is
it. I like the Natalia
Oh, it's a
pick.
Kufra.
Okay, alright, that's comfort.
They secured the Greed hero for themselves.
That is huge comfort here, actually. And wait, are you sure that's a Greed hero? That sounds like a JP
it's a JP hero.
Yeah,
That's
a JP hero with some tutoring from Rafflesia, obviously. So yeah, you want to get that. You want to get that as much as possible, so you have maximum knowledge of it.
Your team is
I got
banning.
that. He's got one of the best Rafflesia players.
Rafflesia.
He's got one of the best Kufra players in the league. You gotta make full use of that.
Man, it's Eve will be banned out. Onic, Aura can secure a Farsa for themselves.
Again, Natalia's still open. That's what I like about this. But you can't. I guess you can't really pick a Natalia if the
Your team is
Mathilda's
banning.
there, or because if you have the Kufra, because you'll have two roamings, right? Because Kufra's gonna roam, and Natalia's gonna roam, so they can't pick it up pick him up. So that might not be bannable for Onic.
Yeah, I can remember a game where Aura PH picked up the Mathilda and the Natalia for themselves, and it didn't really work well from them. For themselves, they
good
didn't.
point, good
Your
point.
team is banning.
They want to go for the Mathilda pickup as well as secure the Natalia, but that was too much to for Aura PH to handle because just like what you said, a lot of roaming, but no conversions. They can convert the kills in the early game, but they can't. They really can't focus on providing safety for the top, mid, and the bottom lane at the same time.
Yep. So no Natalia means that the Aura bans are going to be a bit more comfortable this time around. So what are we looking for here? Who do I ban now? I want to ban out some big side laners. Lapu Lapu could be a big ban.
Your team is picking.
Not really the best. Get a lot of safety there on the Alice. I can respect that.
Benecutie, yeah. So the heroes that we're looking for are Benecutie heroes and Kiluash heroes.
That's true. Thumbs is open. If we see the return of Thumbs onto Kilowash again, that might be
Your team
the
is
best
picking.
pick. Instead,
Oh, we haven't talked about the Paquito. I guess Cho kind of looks like Paquito on the portrait, so that slipped my mind. He just has white hair, but does kind of style.
the pose is the same, yeah.
Pose is the same. So Yeah, Paquito's a great pickup. I'm surprised it reached this far, actually.
We've seen Paquito really not banned more often than not, though. Like, most of the time, he's picked wide open. Well, not picked wide open, but he's just wide open for picking, and not a lot of teams pick him up anymore.
Yeah, it's surprising. The nerfs actually came in, but I would not call it so much of a nerf because the skill 1, skill 2 got buffed. So I don't know.
So it's
Only
an adjustment.
The ultimate got lessened with the airtime, but the added damage and shielding is actually quite substantial.
Ooh, Poponin Koopa and the Lunox on the side of Onic.
Yep, Lunox gonna be picked up by Onic.
It's a Kyrie hero.
Once more, Kyrie's gonna be using that unless Lancelot's gonna make a comeback here for Kyrie. But Hate absolutely will be the guy to use that for sure.
True. If Onic decides to flip things up, let's just put our analysis out of the window, if that's gonna be the case. But it is now just still really a Benny Cutie hero or a Kilowash hero here for Aura
Yep.
PH.
Swappable here for sure, and a tanky side laner is what I like, obviously. So
A Thumbs.
Fams is looking good.
Uranus.
Uranus?
Oh, Uranus is banned out.
Is
Yeah.
it okay.
It's a Martis.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Benny Cutie on the Martis.
It's not bad. They again, Aura. I think they've already tried to pull this off once. I remember it not working though.
Second time's a charm potentially for
Take
Aura
time's
PH.
charm. Let's go for it. Aura PH could be on the road to giving the Martis a 50% win rate. We'll have to find out in this game.
And Aura has a lot of wiggle room in terms of just the composition that they can go for. If the Martis proves effective for Aura PH onto Benny
I mean,
Cutie
why
in the
not?
side lanes,
Yeah, we could see it be used over and over again this weekend if it's successful. I really like the snowball potential and the kill resets of the Martis. Is something that's super underrated. But if you use it potentially with a team that can really ride with it, it's quite deadly.
as deadly as can get, as we hop on to game number 2 in this best of 3 series. Aura already on match point. Onic really needs to get the third game for themselves to get a little bit more points to get the edge against Bren Esports. Again, the highlight here is the double J's here, the JP and the J composition, as J will be picking up the Poponin Koopa. Will be able to bully out this mid lane, actually, if he chooses to. And JP's going to go ahead and try to get an early steal against Aura PH, against Onic.
Interesting. So, with this one, I feel like Yaknu could have a hard time. That's also weird to say because the Martis can he's got some big AoE skills, right? And the Mortal Coil is something that can be repeated. Oh, look at that. Okay. Trouble here.
Little trouble in Chinatown. Kilowash, flicker by Greed.
Oh!
With the Wisp, and Kilowash will just go ahead and go for the left right hook. Delar will potentially secure the kill against Kilowash, but he will survive.
Probably
Question
out.
mark.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
Probably out. And that's what I'm talking about. The buff on the attack of his jab is actually quite strong. That's why you can enable stuff like that happen in the early game.
Yeah, and typically we'd see the Barats really come out on top against his composition, but we'll get back to that later on as Yaknu secures a kill onto Greed. Flicker expended by JP to survive. Lord Heat will go for the Rhapsody to try to bring that Kyrie, but no damage as much just yet.
Again, I feel like they are doing a great job. Whoa, Benny Cutie actually whipped off a lot of that outer turret energy shield. That's a lot of gold.
A lot of gold, and he's gonna have a hard time because this isn't the first time that he forced Yaknu back into his base. This is like the third time. He's just bullying Yaknu away from even securing that. As the turtle will be started off and will be secured by Onic PH. The revenge actually catches three, but will get bitten off by the Daytona's welcome. He's gonna get taken out.
All right, I guess Onic got a pretty good pick there, getting the turtle early on. That's a big advantage. Do not let go of that if you're Onic.
They will pursue with the advantage that Onic has. It's a couple of hundred gold lead for themselves. They want to check the side lanes. They cannot bully Benny Cutie out of the lane. Kilowash can also relatively survive in the bottom lane against the Barras. Typically, we see the Barras having a good time against a Paquito, but that's not the case anymore.
Yep, he's having a hard time here, just sustaining from the dueling potential of a Paquito. Again, you kind of have to rely on a lot of your teammates this time around because your toughness can only get you so far if you're the Barracks in the matchup.
Raptor Machete finally completed by Lord Hades 3 minutes into the game. Will start working on his primary core items here as Kilowash dodges away from this, but will get bitten off by Koopa.
Playing under the turret, that's just a Kilowash special. He's going to be able to make it out unscathed, surprisingly in that one.
And a big rotation by Aura will be prevented by Jay, who's just standing strong here against the 3 members of Aura.
I really like what Onic is doing, again, maximizing the use of the Popoline Koopa. Get that vision round the bush area in the mid. Just keep control here, and Aura won't actually be able to do much.
They have to look for plays here for JP. If they can catch Jay, that's already a big opening for themselves, because the problem on the side of Aura here is the impending circling eagle that JP has.
Very good point here. Again, circling eagle. Interesting skill here that actually dodged easily by the... Oh, there you go! That's what I'm talking about!
Kill.
That's what I'm talking about!
That's a solo kill there. And that's just Benny Cutie just styling onto Iaco. They do get the trade onto Greed.
That's
for
potential
that
here.
matter.
Daytona's welcome. Catches up the Kufra. Wow!
And that will continue on the spree. The Order of Brilliance just in the middle of the team fight will dish out a lot of damage as Lord Hades secures 2 with the Death Sonata.
Literally a boxing match here, blow by blow being answered by individual members of the teams. Great Daytona's welcome, caught a Kufra in midair almost. I love it.
And Kilowash still has the knockout punch, will be using it to secure the buff for himself. JP does not connect with the revenge. Meanwhile, in the back line, will be picked off. Big pick off by Onic Pierre. Kilowash trades that off for Iaknu. And they can still choose to fight here. If they're not healthy, Kilowash can bruise out the members of Onic, but they will be backing off.
Yep, absolutely beautiful gameplay here coming in from Aura as well as Onic. But Aura, of course, going to be able to get that turret goal, will be ahead of the economy.
And Benny Cutie secures the first turret of the game. And he is now free to roam elsewhere on the map to add a little bit more firepower. Greed will be down to half HP thanks to Delar. There is a big rotation from Aura, massive rotation for that matter. It's all the members of Aura collapsing onto the bottom lane. Hate will be forced back off. JP charging up the revenge will get the knock-up onto Jay, but they will still apply a lot of pressure. They want priority of the turtle lane.
Beautiful defense there for Onic, obviously not giving anything away as much as possible. Basically wasted the time of the Aura PH members, allowing the top lane to be taken by the Benedetta.
It's a trade for the turrets. But at what cost? Aura still relatively in control of the entire map. All the lanes are relatively in their priority, can be pushed out the top lane, bottom lane. Kilowatt is just forcing Delar in a bad spot.
Yep, over and over again. Again, Kilowash being such a safe laner here, giving Onic a hard time to get caught. At the same time, JP not really making the big money engagements that we're looking for here for Onic for Aura yet.
Yeah, and we didn't. The revenge was actually missed out by JP. Could have been a potential opening there by Aura to start off the turtle.
Again, turtle has been going to Onic, to Aura this time around. Will it go to Onic again? But looks like no, Aura.
Oh, nice catch onto Delar. Delar with the Daytona's well.
Oh,
will be stolen away by Onic. There goes Jay, gets caught with the circling eagle. The Wisp will take him out.
Just like a thief in the night, Hate slides into the turtle pit and able to make it out as well. Just in time for a retribution.
The retribution is there. Iaco surrounds them. The Electro Final Blow will not be available for themselves. And this is buying a lot of time for Onic PH after that turtle being secured.
Absolutely. Buying a lot of time. And again, the push might happen again on bot side. With Delar quite low, this could give Aura some confidence to go for it.
Potentially, a lot of members from Aura PH are on the bottom side of the map. They want to secure this. They want to secure the next turtle. Hopefully not get stolen away. Koopa goes for the bite onto Lord Hades.
He's a big target. Actually, that's pretty good damage already done to the Granger. If you do that, the Granger's not going to be able to engage that much, allowing your team to do some pretty good flex. That's exactly what Onic is doing here.
And while Onic is busy just trying to force Lord Hades back, Aura's able to just steal away the resources that Lord Hades has in his jungle.
Yep, and again, the
Sorry,
jungle, that's actually quite precious, right? You gotta maximize the jungle. And if the team is fighting like this...
Revenge, the rage is still available onto the hands of JP, does catch two. Onyx still optimized over the fight. Delar in the back line still managed to survive himself. And Kilowatt looking for a potential duel, spots out Delar.
How did Hate even make it out of there? That guy should have went down.
He is
That's beast.
one lucky man.
Absolutely. I want to see replays of that, but unfortunately we're not getting that much of it. So we'll see if we can get that later on. But for the meantime, again, Onic a little bit more confident, quite even on the goal score. That's actually pretty good if you ask me, for the team.
The turtle is an objective that the Onic Nation wants to secure for themselves. Give Hate that little bit more pushing potential, little bit more money.
Oh,
Knockout
but Kiluash though.
onto Jay.
Oh,
not
Delar?
the best of targets. Already low on HP. Delar is zoning out 3 members here.
No, Daytona's welcome.
No, Daytona's welcome. Kyrie gets caught with a circling eagle. They will be backing off. They are back in the turret here. And they have all the priorities that they need, but Hate is still lying in wait.
Man, it is a push and pull of control of the map here in this matchup. And Aura definitely kind of getting ahead of the curve, just a little bit, by the way. Just a little bit. But don't forget Vendetta's on the top side. He's doing some work as well.
Yeah, Iakno just doing what he can to create a lot of space for his team, and now he's caught between a rock and a hard place. It's a 3-man push in the top side, but that's still a push.
It is a Benedetta. It's going to happen, right? He's going to be able to make it out of situations like that, and that's kind of buying Onic a lot of space to really breathe in this one.
And speaking of space, that is exactly what Aura wants to get here. They want space as Greed gets taken out by Jay immediately. Man, almost immediately.
That was smooth. That was slick. And obviously unexpected coming in from Onic PH. Aura, man down. What's Onic going to do about this?
They will just have to play it out in the late game, man.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're playing passive. Interesting.
They want Hate to be able to eliminate.
You want the one hits.
They want the one hits on the Lord Hades.
Yeah.
One combo, all it takes. No Daytona's welcome onto Kilowatt.
Oh, man. It's so difficult to play Daytona's welcome against a Paquito. And even now, right now, no guiding wind. It's not a problem.
Yeah, and JP is low. Will go for the bouncing ball, flickers out, manages to survive. Circling Eagle onto Jay. He does not have any follow-throughs. He might just pay the price, but he manages to flicker out. And now Betty Cutie is going to be in the back line. Is going to go for the fight against Jay.
Boy.
Still manages to survive, and JP will be forced to back off. Does have the revenge available, can re-engage, but he is just fully committing on that recall.
I love that Aura's fighting like they're not recalling. Like one of them's fighting, one of them's recalling. It looked like Aura was just waiting in the bush, but little did they know that the rest of the team was already trying to regenerate, thus wasting the time of Onic, keeping them on their toes.
And speaking of on their toes, Onic should be on their toes right now. I mean Aura, because Onic is slowly catching up to the lead that Aura has. They just need to get 2 more turrets. To get huge freedom to roam across the map of Aura, and they're not obliging because if you look at the map right now, there is always a member from Aura in the mid lane, always a member in the bottom lane.
And we are close to 12 minutes. We're even almost on the gold score with just 300 gold separating these two teams. Delar not really making that many big Daytonas welcome yet, but when he does, expect that gold to swing.
It might just be a retaliatory Daytona's welcome as Benny Cutie and Lord Hades do quick work against Iaknu.
Who'd have thought a Martis would be so great against a Benedetta, like an old hero?
Well, we have seen a lot of creativities there, but as I say that, Greed will be forcing out the Order of Brilliance against Kyrie, and that is him going down. Aura still on the aggressive here. Hate will be forcing out the Thorn Bros. He managed to take down Greed himself. They're still
Oh,
going in for
no.
the team fight. Hades with a Rhapsody will almost take down Delar, and they are on the chase down here. They managed to get Jay
They
as well.
smell
It's just
blood.
Delar left alive here inside the base. Actually outside of the base, and he's going to get taken out. And it's just Yaknu left alive. We'll be dealing with the minions over in the top side, and this is a free Lord for Aura.
And an unofficial wipeout coming in from the red. They can go for Lord here. It's going to be enhanced, so it's going to give some punch. And again, you got to commend beautiful plays here of Aura, especially Benecutie with a follow-up. I can't believe how well this guy is doing against Onic so far.
He has been very impactful ever since that he was part of the lineup of Aura PH. Just his flexibility on just being able to play whatever hero he wants, whatever hero he's competent at, he'll dominate.
He does. He does dominate, and he does get his way, which is very impressive. Not many people can pull that off, you know.
That's true. And if this keeps on going, I don't think Onic PH would actually be able to come back in this fight if they give Benecutie just a little bit more aggression here in this fight. And speaking of aggression, aggressive pushes in the mid lane and the bottom lane might potentially try to go for the game winner here, as the TPs will start to be thrown out by Kilowatt and Benecutie.
Aura's knocking on the doors here, Nomad. It could go down anytime.
Could go down. Kyrie getting a bunch of the damage there by Lord Hades Rhapsody. No! We have not seen... We have not seen any good Daytona's welcome from Delar this entire game, but they do manage to take down Greed. That is a silver lining in this push. They get Kilowatt stunned up as well. Will be able to make it out alive.
They force a flicker as well, kind of prolonging this one, and Benecutie could be in trouble. He does have the flicker.
JP, oh, misses Iaknu, but they can force the fight back. Lord Hades with the Rhapsody bringing out Hate to an eighth of his HP, still manages to survive. JP regenerating there, but let's take note that Kilowatt is still alive, will get spotted out here, but will not be obliging.
Again, he's just playing it out. He knows he's almost unkillable, but he might have that might have been one minor thing that could have affected the fight earlier. He did use his dashes already, which was left unavailable in the preceding fight. So, or the following fight rather. So that might have been a problem, but Aura again will be taking it like a champ. He's still down. They're still ahead by 3,000 gold. That's not going to mean much coming into the late game.
And Hate is slowly going to become a target. Has the Endless Battle, already has the Blade of Despair. Lord Hades gets killed out by Hate as well, so that is an opening that Onic wants, and they may just go for it. Daytona's welcome, not gonna get it. Circling Eagle will catch 3, but Greed will be caught. No follow-throughs here by Aura, but Benecutie wants to oblige him of a team fight. He might just be biting off more than he can chew. Meanwhile, in the backlines, Kilowatt looking for an opportunity to take down Kyrie, but he might just be taken out himself. That's a lot of attention. That's a lot of resources given to Onic PH. That's 4 people falling down to just JP left alive.
They're giving everything, all the resources. That mid tower going down. It could be the big push on the mid. That's a long death timer.
That has to be the big push. But will JP be able to do a Kilowatt? Not potentially going to happen. No signs of a game 2 victory.
Unbelievable.
As they secure, Onic secures a game 3 for themselves, making it a 1-1 scoreline.
And that winning moment is brought to you by Head and Shoulders.
The light at the end of the tunnel is starting to become brighter and brighter for Onic PH, man.
Did you see that? Almost a Onic is super confident in not banning out the Natalia. If I were Aura, I would take him by surprise.
Your team
I
is
would,
banning.
I would push Natalia first.
That's true.
That's a big advantage for him all the time.
Nora will be banning out the Mathilda. It was very impactful.
It was. Really
on
was.
the hands of Greed, and they don't want that on the hands of Onic PH.
And with that ban, that signals that there is a potential Greed Natalia in play.
Potentially.
Interesting.
We might see that come up. Onic PH still thinking about what to ban. Rio has to come up with a good draft here for his team.
Really has come up with a good draft. Otherwise, we could see a potential still for Jawhead. Because if they leave the Jawhead open, Jay is going to be so happy to pick that up. So Aura has to consider that for first pick for sure.
That's true. It's the final ban here for Onic
Your team
PH.
is picking.
It will be the Natalia respect ban.
There
onto
you
grade.
go. There you go. I mean, that's Onyx still knowing their limitations and the strengths of the opposition, which is exactly what you want to do.
Your
Oh,
team-
Jawhead. I would say that this is the
Ah.
return of Jawhead. It's been a while.
Yeah. But again, that will be on the hands of Aura, giving them a pretty good chance. Teams that pick up the Jawhead get a pretty good win rate, bro.
That's true. That's the reason why Jawhead has been banned out more often than not, because you can really have a lot of engagement potentials here and chase downs if you have the Jawhead. You have the unstoppable force to secure the kill onto the marksman or the jungler in the back lines, or the mage has the eject to push your team forward. A lot of potential on this Jawhead. We heard the Lunox, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like the Selena pickup is
Oh,
big,
Selena.
Your
Yeah.
team is picking.
but it's not surprising. The Barretts as well, not surprising. What's more surprising for me is Selena not getting banned recently. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Selena definitely looked like an afterthought for a lot of teams these days. You know?
It does. Selena adds a lot to the entirety of your composition. You got the vision, you got the threat in the jungle. You've got multiple avenues to really get information for your team.
Yeah,
Your team.
Oh, that's
is picking.
still a Lancelot.
that's interesting.
And a Lunox on the side of Aura.
All right. So here we go. I feel like Lord Hades is gonna have a field day on this Lance, obviously, right?
He
One of
is.
his key heroes, even before he joined Aura, and again, that's also a big deny pick here for Hate.
That's true. There's still a lot of heroes here for Hate to choose from. He's going to be relegated back to potentially the Granger.
That's true. And again, these heroes are very vulnerable to heroes like the Lancelot. So good luck if they go for that. And
Your
they go for-
team
Oh, it's
is
Oh wait,
Hayabusa.
is this a jungle Hayabusa? That
It
would
may
be
just be the case.
that would be so interesting, right?
It's a possibility. Jungle Hayabusa, we've seen that earlier on the side of Execration, was really effective.
Interesting. So, anytime now. I wanna.
It may just
it may
it's,
just
it's
be
a Hayabusa.
yeah, it's a Hayabusa for sure.
So while we're waiting for the bans here, we'll give it a quick fast break here for Rock Hard. What are we going to be expecting for the last two picks here?
last two picks here for Onic. I feel like the Alice is such a huge advantage. Actually, I would not be surprised if Aura picked it up because Benny really likes that hero.
That's true.
Alice is big contention. Lapu Lapu is big contention. Even a Uranus. Like, pick those free heroes, look for them, and they will be there. What I'm thinking about is the bans. Obviously, we want to ban out some of these heroes. Please give me a FAMS. Aura, please give me a FAMS.
Kilowash
Kilowash FAMS, please. I would really like to see that, especially with heroes like the right now, big Barats plays. You know, that's something that kind of can survive through the Barats Daytona's Welcome. So looking for it still.
There's still a question on what Jay would be fielding in this game. We are already going to be expecting JB to field out the Jawhead for himself, unless Aura wants to go back to the olden days where Jawhead was on the side lane. What is Jay's choice here in this fight?
Jay's choice. No Cho, right? So I feel like Jay might be back on Sylvana, surprisingly. I feel like they still need the heroes like the Sylvana, although obviously there's a Selena roam. So that's the reason why I'm thinking that's going to be difficult. That's going to be a bit of a difficult fight scenario, right?
I agree.
Interesting.
Wait.
Are they done with the
Potentially
draft yet?
Potentially a Kaja?
Kaja is not bad. I would really like a Kaja.
That's a lot of catch if he can time the Divine Judgment onto Lord Hades as he lands in the Thorned Rose. It's gonna be it. Alice will be banned out. Popolin Koopa will be banned out by Aura PH. Harith as well. Instead of Onic, Grok will be banned out by Aura.
There you go. Take out that Grok. Yeah, it's smart for them to get out the Alice because Benny QT is gonna use that for days. But you can kind of still expect them to go for Paquito, still go for as I said earlier, Lapu Lapu still a big pick. Same for Onic though. I feel like they can still pick it up. Although this Hayabusa could go flex onto the gold lane still.
That's true.
Right? So Hayabusa could go jungle. It's a possibility, but I feel like it is a there's a good
Ooh.
chance. What?
An Akai.
Kai? Real? I mean, it is a jawhead. I mean, it's an old counter to the jawhead. To be honest,
Hurricane Dance into
Yeah.
after the Unstoppable Force.
or
Let's
even
go.
before the ejector and before the unstoppable force. I mean, seriously, that could go either way. Now, again, that we're talking about the roam, right? We could still see a possibility of a Granger. I don't know. I feel like there's a big possibility of that.
Huge possibility. Forza can be picked up by Onic PH. Never mind that.
You know
It's
what?
not the best of options. for
No,
Onic.
I mean you could be right because they need some clear. There you go, the Lapu Lapu.
The
Did I
Kagura.
hear the Kagura?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that's Greed Hero. Surprising. Wait,
Wow.
that could be JP Hero too.
This is a flexibility that Aura has.
Ah,
You really
man,
don't
I like
know.
that. Yeah, I like that. I like that from the guys. Kinda have to think about the balance. They don't have wave clear. They need that wave clear, so Chang'e would not be surprising. Am I correct? Yeah.
You're correct. But you have to choose though. Do you go for an Eve? Do you go for a Chang, or do you go for a Farsa?
Good point. These are heroes that can kind of work with the lineup, but again, that's gonna be your only range hitter, right? Because almost all of these are short range. Even the Selena after the arrow is going to be on melee form.
That's
So
a Farsa.
that's a Forza. There you go.
It's covering all their bases here, and with the lineup that Onic has, they're safe. They're relatively safe.
Yep, there you go. Completely there. Jay back on the Akai. Yaknu this time around on the Farsa. Not surprising at all. Kyrie on the Selena. We've seen some pretty good stuff happen here. And Hate on the core carry. Jungle. Hayabusa.
And this is all or nothing for Onic PH. This composition
Seems
really
like an
wants
all
to
or
fight.
nothing comp. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's Onic PH wants to fight. This is what their composition has. And Aura does not have a lot of catches for themselves, but they have massive amounts of burst on the Kagura and on the Lancelot.
Whew, it's actually quite painful, man. I mean, good luck. I mean, Jay has to go for the initiate all the time. He has to go first all the time, or else he will get whittled down. His HP will not be able to sustain this amount of front-end damage early to mid-game from the lineup of Aura.
And we'll see how big of an impact this composition that Onic has in this fight as we enter into the Land of Dawn. Game number 3 in this best of 3 series. It's all reset. 1-1 is the scoreline if you're just tuning in. And completely different playstyles here from Jay and JP. Completely different heroes, but immediately the ejection onto Jay by JP brings him
Aggression.
down to 2/3 of his HP.
Yeah, it's nice flow there. I heard that. So, for now, it will be again Onyx still on the defensive because again, you don't really want a Hayabusa to fight before level 4. He's gonna be stuck trying to fast clear these jungles, and it's gonna be up to Jay to keep Hate alive. In the meantime, again, that is against a Jawhead. Very scary opposition, even at level 1.
And it's relatively a stalemate here. We're not seeing big roams from J and JP just yet. Bottom lane, it's the Kagura and the Farsa, not really a matchup that we'll have to focus on. If anything, it has to be the top lane. It's the Lapu Lapu and the Barats on the side lane that we have to look out for.
Yeah, watch out for that Barretts. Again, he's very, very tanky at this point, so in early game, that shouldn't be your focus. Focus should be around this mid lane. I'm surprised, actually, that Aura is playing on the defensive here, despite their Jawhead pickup.
Yeah, well, typically you'd see JP to really be an impact on the Jawhead level 4. But the ejection is still a big factor. I could see why the Jawhead should be
Whoa!
aggressive.
Easy.
The threat there
Look at these
onto
guys.
Kilowash.
Hate so aggressive on that Hayabusa. Actually, I was surprised to see him go forward a little bit. Again, if he's that confident with his arrows or with his shurikens, he could do some good damage. And he's level 4 now.
Level 4. And can force a team fight now on PH.
Trying to go for the ejector, but Jay's going to be able to flicker on out of there. But that is a big flicker. Not going to be available for the big turtle fight.
That's the 2 minutes down on the flicker. Dilar already low on HP. Kilowash looking for a team fight, but Lord Hades gets taken out by the Garrote there. By the hands of Kyrie. We'll get the Daytona's welcome out.
Boy.
We'll try to dish out damage. Turtle will be secured by Onic PH regardless, but that's already one for two trade.
Oh!
Kyrie manages to survive, and that's Green falling down. It's just JP left to right here on that turtle, the turtle squad was expended.
That was a little nuts. Yeah, that fight was nuts there. I did not expect D-Lard to pick it up. Again, that was just from the normal skill usage, no retributions whatsoever. He might have actually gotten it with the Daytona's welcome damage. That was surprising. But again, great positioning from D-Lard there from Onic.
Very great positioning by Dilar. And just using the Daytona's welcome to dish that a little bit more damage on the turtle. That's the icing on the cake. Then Subtle
Ooh, look
Force
at that.
connects onto Jay into the turret. Nice timing on the 1,000-pounder to keep himself alive.
That's the veteran experience coming in from Jay here. He knows what the Jawhead's going to do most of the time. He's played this matchup for how many times, right? Countless times for sure. Again, Season 3 champions, he's still got that decision-making in his blood.
And Dilar in the tie spot does get the Daytona's welcome. Almost connects it onto Green, but Hate will be responding here. We'll go for the shadow kill. Almost takes down Green in the process. The Abyssal Arrow will not connect onto Kyrie, forcing the Order of Brilliance. The ejection does connect onto Hate, though, and that's their jungler going down. That's going to set Onic back by a bit.
That was a beautiful counterattack there by Aura. Knowing that all the cooldowns are expended on the side of Onic, wanted to go and get something. They got it for free.
That is the 1,000 gold lead by Aura that they can capitalize on as they go for the dive onto Dilar to just further that advantage a little bit more.
Yep, they won't be able to get that tower outer turret energy shield, but they will be able to get these kills. That is huge for this lineup. Benecuity on the bottom side as well with the foul power from Jay.
The flicker by Jay. Wow.
That was worth. Absolutely worth. That's a lot of skills, by the way, but that is worth for Onic.
That's a lot of space for Aura to secure the turtle for themselves as they potentially get greed in the process there by Kyrie. The Garrote was more than enough to get that. The Daytona's welcome connects on to JB and it gets taken out. And it is just heyday here for Onic PH.
And the secured kills over and over again around the mid lane for Onic PH. They've got a great opening here for the invade and the bottom lane push. It will be happening right now, though.
Yeah, no doubt.
He might be in trouble.
He is in trouble as soon as the Abyssal Arrow connects. The Garrote will take him down. The flicker by Iyaku to just secure the kill. They can secure this turret themselves. Beautiful trades there. Beautiful conversions by Onic PH.
Yep, huge conversion, and that is exactly what you want to see here from a team like Onic. Maximize on those stuns, convert with the damage output you have in the early game, because later on you won't have that damage.
That's true, and they need to snowball as early as they can to get that mid-game insurance for themselves. And Lord Hades might just be caught by the Abyssal Arrow. Kyrie with the presence of mind to just maintain in the bush and lie in wait, Rambo style.
Didn't need to collapse on the guy, just need to wait for him to use the punctures, use the phantom executions. Great mind games here coming in from Onic.
Like a true assassin, he lies in wait in the shadow.
In wait.
That
in
is that is what Hay wants to do. This summer.
Wait for Kyrie. He's out for blood.
We'll go online and we'll look more executions here as Onic goes for a aggressive presence here over in the top side, essentially to go for the seal, but they will not be obliged. And the Abyssal Arrow is really the threat here.
I'll dare you to cast all game that way.
I don't want to lose my job just yet. Lightning Truncheon will be picked up by Iyaknu.
It's gonna be Jay obviously going on for the hunt. Greed could be in
Goes
trouble.
for greed. Order of Brilliance will be forced out. The flicker as well into the
Oh.
Hurricane Dance. Good catch onto JP, but no follow-throughs by Onic PH.
Again, they still keep on fighting Onic.
Yeah, Hayden's already low on HP. Will be joining in on the fight. Kilowatch will be diving onto the backlines and trying to go for Jay. And JP will make it out alive, but Hate will be taken out by the flame shot.
Benny Cutie. That's so fun though. You should do that.
Benny Cutie on the Kagura with the flame shot.
Kilowatt threaten this summer.
This game
This
is
game.
relatively even.
As Greed, nice timing on the Order of Brilliance to make it out alive. Jay will get bursted out by the Thorned Rose, but it's not enough. We're slowly going to see Lord Hades become a problem for Onic PH.
Apparently, it's difficult to shotcast like this.
I told you it's very difficult as we look for another fight. Jay,
Could be. Again, 1,000-pounders left, right, and center this summer. I just feel like you can't do a movie voice with all that's happening. MLBB is just way too quick.
This is way too quick. A lot of
Yeah.
things happening. My throat will start to hurt if I keep doing that.
Oh man! But again, you
this
kind
top lane though, JP
There you go.
will go for the chase down with the smart missiles onto Jay.
and JP still friendly.
The flicker expended onto Eok.
Lord Hades dodges that missile.
Oh, he's going to try to go for the kill onto Kyrie, and he goes for the Thorn Rose, whips it. The Fettered Airstrike.
Slick moves.
Slick moves there by Lord Hades.
And again, Kyrie is punished for his attempt. Still here with the arrows trying to make their mark.
Oh, look at the positioning, though. Jay is...
Jay,
Lying in wait in this bush
maximum vision.
will potentially cause havoc in the side of Onic.
This turret is so tough. Jay,
Red team's
lying
turret has
in
been
wait.
destroyed.
will
Crowd-
get bursted out and found out by Benny Cutie and company. The Unstoppable Force connects.
I was gonna say crouching tiger, hidden panda. Oh man. And
Crouching Tiger.
hidden panda.
But yeah, we're now seeing the importance of the Hurricane Dance that Jay has. If the Unstoppable Force is committed, he'll not go. He's not going to follow through. JP will get gobbled up by Delar here. We're gonna go Jurassic in this park.
Yeah, gonna go Jurassic on the park. I love that. Again with the theme, Nomad keeping up with the theme.
Yeah, we'll try to give again a little bit more of the movie references rolling here, but the Lord will be up. Nice Feathered Airstrike to zone out the members of Aura. And JP is lying in wait. Does have the Unstoppable Force available for himself. He's lurking on over towards the backside of Onic PH potentially.
Yep, and this could be a very easy Lord to take here for Onic, or at least that's what they think they do.
Will
Can-
this be an easy Lord?
Or is it? Because now Aura is for the chase.
This Lord pit finally starting off by Aura.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Don't do it.
continue on with that. Onic PH is on the tails of Aura PH though, getting the zone out. Beautiful usages of the Feathered Airstrike to get the zones. Lord Hades already down to half HP. Uses the Feathered Airstrike. Not the Feathered Airstrike, the Thorned Rose to keep himself alive there. And Kyrie is looking for a potential snipe onto Lord Hades.
Yep. So right now I feel like what are we calling this, right? This looks familiar. This looks very familiar. This is exactly what Aura was earlier. They were quite ahead, then they were kind of slowly getting whittled down.
That's true. And Jay is not being as tanky as he wants to be now as we head on over to the midpoint of the game. It's not the best of luck here for Onic PH, so to speak. Aura is still in the lead. Third pushes is relatively even, and we might just be here for the long ride, man.
Yep. So this fight at 11 minutes and 30 seconds, 31k each. Again, earlier we saw this. And overall, Aura does have a little bit of a better late game decision making, except for game 2. Again,
true.
it's 50-50 because they have great fights in the late game, but they also threw in the late game. So I'm not sure about Aura in this interim.
Blue team
Well, I'm
turret
pretty
has
sure
been
that
destroyed.
Coach Dale and Arcadia already talk a little bit more on what they could potentially do in the late games. It's really just down to Greed to get the shot calls. As Iyaknu gets caught out here in the bottom lane, Jay potentially looking for the pin down, and he does get the pin down to Benny Cutie, but not a lot of follow throughs here. The Abyssal Arrow will not connect. The flicker by Greed to evade that Matrix style onto Jay.
Oh.
They still managed to get the kill. The Shadow kill is still available by Hade, but they will not continue on onward. The
Oh.
Thorn Rose
What?
timing by Lord Hades. Last minute just to not get gobbled up by the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But Kilowatt will try to go for the kill onto Delar. Jay lying in wait once again. Blender 1,000 pounder. The flicker
Oh, wow.
timing is real. They will make it out alive.
They lock down Kilowatt. That's a dead
They-
Lapu Lapu.
It's still alive. He
is
still
he?
manages to flicker out.
No way. The duo of JP and Kilowatt. Wow. I can't believe they lasted that long in that fight and they didn't go down.
They it's either they live free or they die hard. They lived free there in the bottom lane. They should not have lived.
Oh man, but again, you gotta have to commend Onic as well, capitalizing. They did get the turret. They're ahead by a small amount, but that fact alone, that they're ahead in gold by even by a little bit, is already quite an achievement in this matchup.
And they also converted that into 2 turret pushes in the mid lane and the bottom lane, so that completely opens up the map for Onic PH to get priority over the jungle here for Aura PH. And they might just collapse on over towards the top lane as well because it's already low on HP. JP will throw out the smart missiles, will get thrown back. The unstoppable force onto Jay. The Hurricane Dance not going to be available for themselves, but that's already Greed being taken out as well as the turret going down. The Lord does not have the total welcome available. The ejection onto the Lord to just keep him as safe as possible, but they focus all their attention onto Kilowatt, and Aura PH no longer in a good spot here in this game.
Yep, and I cannot believe what I just witnessed. Onic almost pulling off. Actually, that was not almost. That was a perfect, like, surgical fight. It was just maximizing what they had. They didn't really have a big lead, but it looked like they were miles ahead in that last one.
They are, and because of that, look at the gold lead. That's a 4,000 gold lead by Onic PH.
Quite impressive, I gotta say. Very, very impressive. Now, it is going. I feel like the camera reel is going over the Kyria so much, and for a good reason. His pickoffs in this matchup are just exactly what Onic needed.
He has been almost not 100%, but he's above in the 80% in terms
the
of
hit rate,
connection
yeah.
with the Abyssal Arrow.
For sure.
And that's always what you want to see on the Selena, right? You want to make sure that your arrows connect,
Yep.
and then convert it into a kill, or potentially convert it into Thorn Roses being used up, or your Brilliance is being used up to just get that little bit of an advantage in the upcoming team fight that may potentially happen
man.
in as the top lane is starting to be pushed out by the Lord. This is a Luminous Lord. Greed is already down to half HP.
Trying to go for a two-lane push, two-lane push rather.
Hate can just dish out a lot of damage here in the mid lane. 3 members over on the top side. They will be trying to focus on JP. JP forced to back off. The Abyssal Arrow will not be connecting on anybody. Iyaknu presses the Winter Truncheon there, and
That was
Greed
weird.
will fall down by the hands of Hate with the Shadow kill. And the top
Oh
lane
my
turret
God.
will be falling down, no doubt,
Blue team faces
right now.
I can't believe it. I feel like Onic is starting to do it. Honestly, that Winter Truncheon was not called for, but we still see Aura
red team
going to
Delar
go for the push.
gets taken out by the Thorn Rose and
The
will
hunt.
get a kill by that Feathered Airstrike.
And they get it. I can't believe that Aura extended that far, but right now they are in trouble. They could lose their turret.
Oh, Jason in the backside, he does not have the Hurricane Dance available just yet, but he does have the 1,000 pounder and the blender to set it up.
Yep, good thing that that minion wave was really thin. They could have gotten more there, but Onic are happy with this. Off from 1K, now over the 5. That's a huge swing in gold.
And a huge swing in map control. All the lanes are red here for Onic PH. They just need to
Oh.
freeze the bottom lane, and Jay.
Jay was thinking about something, you sneaky panda, you. And now we should see. I feel like Onyx gonna have to wait, right? They're gonna have to wait out this Lord because they can't really push with a Jawhead lurking around in the jungle.
That's true. And if anything, if you're Onic PH and you want to end this, they need to pick off onto JB. They need to pick off onto Lord Hades because that's the brunt of the magic damage, not magic damage, but the brunt of the damage that Aura has. And Benny Cutie and Greed, they're also the main threats here, and Jay's looking for it. He's going for the Hurricane Dance.
Though.
Two skills already being used up, and Kyrie will take down Lord Hades. That's the opening that they want. JP trying to go for Jay. Jay managed to survive. JP low on HP, will be backing off. They get Greed as well. Burst damage out of the question here for Aura PH, and they are sieging up the mid lane for themselves, and they can remain here in the mid lane. Airstrike onto Benny Cutie, forcing him to back off.
That hurt. I felt it all the way from here. No minions on the bot lane means no big push, but that was huge for Onic. They will get a top and a mid inhibitor turret out, and that will just make their lives so much easier with the push. Top lane being corralled as well by D-Lar.
Bottom lane, Hate and the company will be able to take down this last inhibitor turret. In the back lines, Jay will go for the Hurricane Dance, but we'll be keeping everybody safe. Kilowash gets a good ult out.
Flicker's out though.
Flicker's out, yeah, and that is going to be a stalemate, but JP in too deep, and he's trying to keep Onic away from the base. The ejector connects onto Dilar, not the best of targets. Hate is waiting, in the bush. We'll go for the Grenade onto Greed, and Greed will be taken out by Hate with a Shadow Kill. Excuse me, that Shadow Kill is actually still available to be used up. Jay's already low on HP. Hurricane Dance on the Jay as well. And this is already looking like an Onic PH game. Kilowash, the only one left alive in this fight. There's nothing much that he can do here, but he can go for an additional kill. But at what cost? This game, the turnaround by Onic PH is real, and the Unclassic will turn around as Onic secures a 2-1 victory against Aura PH.
Man, this is JMVP, by the way. I'm gonna call it right there and then. That was a beautiful game coming in from Onic, completing the reverse sweep against Aura.
And this winning moment is brought to you by Master, a reverse sweep of proportions that will break the